This is IGN. Move over, Bugs Bunny. There's a new player on the court. This is your IGN review of GOAT by Eric Goldman. A world where anthropomorphic animals live their lives much like our own is such a perennial setting for animation that GOAT is opening while the very well-received and insanely financial successful Zootopia 2 is still in theaters. And it's not even the only animated animal film with a basketball focus, given there are 2 animation live-action hybrid Space Jam movies. So with that burden on the back, it's perhaps even more gratifying for it to turn out to be an entertaining, lively, and terrifically animated film in its own right. Our hero here is Will Harris, voiced by Stranger Things' Caleb McLaughlin, a young goat who is not just a massive fan of Rollerball, this film's name for basketball, but also dreams of making it as a professional player himself, despite being one of the so-called smalls, i.e. animals who quite literally don't seem to be built for the game. But after videos of him go viral when he plays a game of street ball against an actual pro, Aaron Pierre's amusingly named horse main attraction, and more than holds his own, Will finds himself on his beloved hometown team, the Thorns, even though he's basically been hired as a publicity stunt by team owner Flo, played by Jennifer Lewis, with no one intending for him to ever actually play in a game. GOAT plays things very safe on the story side. Is there a point where circumstances lead Will to be called off the bench and enter a game? Does he then show just how great he is to the fans? Can he and his teammates work through their personal issues to actually become a cohesive unit? Who's to say? Yes, this is a kids' family animated movie, but we've still seen many in recent years with some interesting and surprising storylines or plot points. Yet there's something to be said for telling a predictable, traditional story well, and while GOAT is going down a rather safe path, there's a lot of wit, charm, and warmth to be found in the way that writers Aaron Bushbaum and Teddy Riley, working from a story by Nicholas Curcio and Peter Chiarelli, along with director Tyree Dillahay and the animators take us along on Will's journey. Part of that is accomplished by giving the film a near co-lead in the form of Thorne's team captain Jet Fillmore, played by Gabrielle Union, a Black Panther who's a Rollerball legend, but now facing getting older and criticism that she's long past her prime. There are a lot of good scenes for Jet on her own, and also between her and Will, as she begins to bond with him despite her initial dismissive nature towards her new young teammate, and the film gives the two a well-done and properly emotional rapport. McLaughlin and Union both bring a lot of heart to their vocal performances, with Union also adding the right touch of world-weary cynicism and a touch of narcissism to Jet, who's used to dominating the game in a way that's made her a bad teammate over the years. And they're aided by a strong group of supporting players comprising their teammates, including Nicola Coughlan as the ostrich Olivia Burke, David Harbour as the rhino Archie Everhart, and Nick Kroll as Komodo dragon Moto Olachenko, along with Patton Oswalt as their coach, proboscis monkey Dennis Cooper, all of whom get some funny spotlight moments. It was amusing, but made sense to learn via the closing credits that the only one of these characters that never really pops comedically or feels especially interesting vocally, the Thorns' giraffe player Lenny Williamson, was the one voiced by the non-actor in the cast, Stephen Curry, who is one of GOAT's producers. But where GOAT truly shines and stands out is in its animation. Sony Pictures Animation has put out a lot of impressive and very impressive-looking films in recent years, including Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse and its sequel, The Mitchells vs. the Machines, and K-pop Demon Hunters. The work of Sony's extremely talented designers and animators continues to impress with GOAT, which boasts some fantastic visuals throughout. GOAT tells a basic and familiar underdog sports story, but in a warm-hearted and endearing manner, with likable characters you can easily root for, even if adults in the audience can easily predict how things will play out for them. And it really soars on the animation front, with some especially clever and dynamic visuals that help make the centerpiece games really special, and allow this world of anthropomorphic animals to feel unique, even with plenty of competition on that front. GOAT's IGN score? 8 out of 10. Thanks for listening to IGN. My name is Tony Jackson, and for the latest GOAT updates, visit us at IGN.com.
Spoken Layer.